So I was in this Discord here that somebody leaked to basically everybody, and all the channels started spamming this, and it went pretty bad. I'll have to say that. Um, the issue that I'm trying to get across here is, which I've been having a very hard time, especially on Risey's last night, is I was not the only one in this Discord in there. And there's Nasser, there's Dark Gift, there's Kami Mark, Piper. There was a lot of CG people that were in this Discord. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because Ethan, at one point, when Spectre and Tug get into this argument, they start going on about this guilt by association garbage. So EBS is claiming that if you're in a room of Nazis and you're by them, that you're automatically a, quote, Nazi. So this is total bullcrap, this whole argument. And this is what I was trying to get across to people that don't understand. They're everybody's view on this just seems to be, oh, just roll over, just take a slap across the face from EBS. It's fine. We've all done it's no big deal. Just deal with it. Quit whining and all of this. And well, see, here's my issue. Dark Gift was in here. I've seen him in a voice chat once or twice. Not, it was very rare, but he was in there. Finatra was in there, and Finatra left because piece of shit Spirit Scar ran him out of there. So when he says that people in this disc, I'm going to show a screenshot soon because, to be fair, Ethan, after I posted to him, had to come clean that and admit that not everybody in this Discord is a Nazi and all this bullshit. But the point is, he was saying that about everybody in this Discord. And I don't think Dark Gift gets this. I don't think Finatra certainly doesn't get this. The problem with Dark Gift and Finatra is they want so badly to be in the CG spotlight and get in there and all of this that they can't have an unbiased opinion of what's going on here. Because if you watch the video, EBS is not joking about this. He states numerous times on the video that these people need to get a life and calling them losers and using that argument that everybody in here or in there is guilt by association, quote unquote, a Nazi because Vicky was in there. And that's not right. That's just not right. And I had to prove it. And I'm going to show you here what I had to do. Okay. So this is the post that I had to make to get Ethan just to acknowledge this. Because I couldn't do it. I sent him a Twitter DM. I don't have a way to contact Tug on Twitter. It doesn't let me do it. Yellow Flash understood completely my point on this. But I had to post this to him and put my backer ID number to prove to him that this is not what he was claiming it was. It was not a full-blown anti-CG Discord. There was a okay, for instance, Spirit Scar. Spirit Scar is pro CG. He's always in Ethan's chats and Cecil's and all of these artists. He's pro CG. You can't even have a fucking discussion with Spirit Scar about late books. He gets all butt hurt and tells you go talk to Vicky about late books and all this. So he was in there, and that's a pro CG person. Um, as for the rest, it's a mix. There was a lot of, I'd say, neutral people who didn't care. They didn't hate or like CG one way or the other. They just like comic books. And yes, there was some in there, not all, just some in there that were hardcore anti CG. Not everyone, some. Now, the next issue with this is a lot of people think that this server was this gay ops thing. It was nothing to do with gay ops. Shockingly, the gay ops server is the one that leaked the video, and I've informed Yellow Flash of this in a DM. I gave him the person's name and everything, because I guarantee you they are going to turn on Yellow Flash and EVS at them at some point. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And they cannot say that I didn't warn them or give them the info. So, we're only against gay ops if it's against CG, apparently. We're not against gay ops in general. It depends who the gay op is against for us to be for or against it, apparently. Now, the next issue here is Vicky here. I know Vicky in her Discord and Smug's Discord, okay? And I understand that she has irritated and upset a lot of people, and I don't know what else to say, but me personally, Vicky has been nothing but nice to me. She's been polite to me. She's informed me on some things that I wasn't aware of, along with Dean as well. They're despite what's going on here, they're, to me personally, are decent people. Okay, I know that EVS hates her fucking guts. I know that Yellow Flash and Tug and them, they all hate her guts. And they have an argument and a disagreement with her. That is fine. But as I've made clear, and Yellow Flash, in fairness, did agree with me and understand this. And after I had to post this to EVS to get him to acknowledge this, understand this, is that just because we're in a Discord with somebody does not mean that we're horrific people and that we're doing all of these things to, it's just not true. It's just not true. That's like saying after World War II, when ex-Nazis were in Germany starting businesses after the war and stuff, if you were an Argentinian or somebody just trying to get a job to feed your damn family, does that make you a Nazi? You see my point here? That's like being in World War II and going to Poland or somewhere where the Germans took over just to mind your own business and buy a loaf of bread or buy a drink in a bar or something. Does that automatically mean that you are part of the Nazi Party? It does not. And this is what was said on the stream. Once again, in fairness to EBS, he did say this to me. This is after I DM'd him on Twitter and I DM'd Flash, and I saw this on Twitter and I tried this way because I can't get a hold of him. I tried. And he put this only after I had to bring this up and show my uh, what do you call it, my number, my booking order, or whatever, the number that you give for supporting Rec Planet. So, like I said here, that if you're anti CG, you're not buying CG books logically. I would appreciate an apology to the rest of us in the Discord, because that was not cool, man. I went through 2 days of people giving me nonstop shit, and I am no way saying that Ethan told them to do this or anything. I'm not saying that at all, but there is a lot of cultish behavior in Comicsgate, and I've witnessed it firsthand after this. And I'm not anti-CG now, but I can't really say I'm pro-CG anymore. I'd say that I'm neutral to it. I'm not going to go out of my way and hate it and do anything here, but I'm not going to support it anymore. That's done and over with me. I mean, I did not deserve any of this crap. And the other thing too is Lorenzo in there was saying he was getting Preston Poulter people harassing him and other people from this. All of this simply because we were in a Discord and trying to understand what, a lot of us didn't even know what the hell was going on in there till days later. This is the thing that people don't understand here. I mean, I couldn't get a word in on there. I was wanting to talk on there and the video. You could see me numerous times my light blink up to try to talk on there, and I couldn't do it. Because every time I tried to do it, Vicky or Spectre would scream over me. And I was just trying to figure out why they were even arguing. So I'd like to bring up some other arguments that have been made to me about the Discord. Last night when I was in Risey's channel and all that shitfest happened, Dark Gift kept saying, who's got hours to sit there in a Discord and do all this? Well, who's got hours to sit there streaming on streams doing that? It's all the same thing, really. And there's people AFK in there. There's people that mute their mics and stuff in there. Not every single person was even there. There was people that came back later that just leave their things in there. What do you call it? Their names in there or whatever. So, I don't know what else to say here, but I am not going to defend Comicsgate or what was said about me in a Discord, and also was said about Dark Gift, Finatra, and the rest of everybody else in there, and just go along with it being a joke and all this. It was not a joke. I don't know if Dark Gift has even watched the video. Anybody watching that, you'll see what I mean. And then there's another point in the video where Ethan is telling the people in there that they need to get better friends and do better things with their life and all of this. And then we were all called losers on top of this, simply for being in a Discord and not knowing what the hell was even going on. Would you say that's a fair thing to do to somebody on a live stream? I don't think this is fair what I'm doing, saying and doing here, but I can't get my point across because nobody wants to hear the fucking truth about any of this. You know, I just get told constantly, just shut up, just just ignore it, just go along with it. I'm tempted to say what I said in Risey's Discord because that's really how I feel. You know, you're not going to get on Ethan's channel if you do this. I don't. I've been on EVS's channel before for call-ins and stuff where we discuss things. I have no personal beef with Ethan, but this is just not right. It's just not right to call all of us what you did in there. And once again, in fairness, after I had to go and post this to him and DM him on Twitter, this is he finally acknowledged this here. So the next issue I would like to go on about is using guilt by association as a weapon or weaponizing it to I'm guessing they're trying to do this to hurt Vicky somehow. Once again, I have nothing to do with the disagreements between Yellow Flash, Tug, and EVS. I like everybody involved generally, to be honest. I even tried to get Vicky to do on my channel a discussion with Yellow Flash to try to resolve it, and she didn't want to do it. So, I'm not going to harass Vicky or do any of this crap. She just does her own thing. Which why that affects everybody else, I don't like. Why everybody just because we're in the same room, we're doing something. I really just don't. I don't know. So, anyways, I'm going to bring up a touchy subject here. So, I'm bringing this issue up because if we're going to use the guilt by association as their new thing going forward here, then shouldn't this be fair game? Does this mean that everyone in Comicsgate is this? No, it does not. It does not mean that at all. But we're all being accused of all of this garbage simply for being in a Discord. So I think if other people going forward are being harassed and all this simply just for knowing Vicky and talking to her on the rare occasion or just anything to do with Vicky, this is going to come up into Comicsgate in fairness for guilt by association. So I would highly advise that we end this guilt by association garbage. It is not right to either side. And in fairness to CG, okay, imagine if something happened where Ethan or somebody else said something about them simply because they knew somebody else. I won't use Vicky, but just somebody, the current person that CG is mad at, and say, "Oh, well, I see that you're a friend of them on Twitter, or I see that you know them on Facebook, or I see that you tweeted to them, even though you're not friends with them. We're going to go after you now simply for tweeting something to somebody that we're angry about." And this is going to backfire on Ethan and Comicsgate doing this guilt by association thing. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't accuse somebody of being in a Discord, calling them a Nazi, and not have this stuff be brought up and associating them with that. You see my point here. This needs to stop. Stop doing this guilt by association garbage. Denounce this crap. This is like a new form of cancel culture bullshit or something here. So I don't know what else to say here other than that. I might as well talk about this while we're here. So I knew Spectre maybe a couple of months in the Discord. I didn't talk to him very much. I mean, me and him were on good terms. We had conversations and stuff, and I never knew anything about he harassed Tug's wife or threatened her or any of this. I had no knowledge of this. You know, if somebody had told me, then I would have just muted him, or I would have said, "Smug, get this is you can't have this in here." So, like I say here, I disavow Spectre in that argument threatening anybody's wife. Nobody's wife should be threatened, no matter who it is. Period. I don't care what they've done. Nobody's wife should be threatened. Period. And to be honest, I'm quite embarrassed of this because, like I said, I had no issue with him personally. He was perfectly nice to me whenever I did talk to him on there. So, just to clarify that shit. So, I really hope that this guilt by association crap ends here. Because Pods, the person who's doing this, the actual real ops channel, are the ones that are causing all the problems. And it's going to come to EBS, Yellow Flash, and Tug eventually from them. It's going to happen at some point. It's not just going to be us that this happened to in there. It's going to be happening to others. He'll be posting channels. He's from my understanding is that this person originally got kicked out of this Discord for recording. Why he was let back in there, I'll never know. I didn't really know why he was recording or what was going on. As I said, and as you've seen on the video, nobody could get a word in on that argument. It was damn near impossible. And you know, the other thing is, that was just not a 2-hour argument either. I came into the Discord that day at noon. So it might have just started then. I don't know, but I know that it was longer than 2 hours because there's stuff that happened before this, concluding to this. Because when I logged in, I just heard Vicky screaming at the top of her lungs with this guy, and that I didn't know till days later what was actually going on there. So my final issue is the disagreement between Vicky and Yellow Flash and all of them, from what I've observed, and what my gut feeling is that it revolves around the books being late and some other issues, but I think that's the main thing. And you know, I don't understand why we can't have a civil conversation about books being late. Okay, does that mean that I think that people should be harassed to hell and back? No. But, you gotta press these people and say, what the hell? Where's my book? I've done that with that Renee Drawls idiot and her fucking simps on that channel. I had to deal with that horse shit with those fucking losers. Amaranth would make a fortune off those idiots. But what concerned me was EVS's reaction to the books being late. The only one that he really gave was that the book will be here when it's here, and it's going to be my Picasso and my greatest thing in history, and he just completely oversold the I don't think at this point. I think if he had Todd McFarlane or Jim Lee come in and even do variant covers and pages or whatever the fuck, I don't think it's going to live up to that hype. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Because I plan on doing an honest review of the book. So that's about it, really. I got so irritated last night with Dark Gift and Finatra on there, and I'm just sick and tired of this rolling over and dying routine. You know, it doesn't mean we have to go to war with EBS either, by the way. You saw what I posted to him. You just have to get through to the guy and say, hey, not everybody is a fucking Nazi and anti-CG because they want to have a discussion about why a book is late or other things that seem to upset them. And I can understand as a creator that this would annoy you about people with the late books and everything. I can see that viewpoint. And I don't think that you should be hounded 24/7 about the books being late. I, I, I think the problem is you cannot, I don't understand why there's not a civilized discussion. The only person that I've been able to have a discussion with about why the books are late is Pan. And that was on Finatra's channel. That was the only person, and he's not even in Comicsgate. I mean, you don't have to be an ass to EBS either and just, give him shit about it's late and all of this and really cuss him out and all of that. But I just wish that we could have a discussion about it. I really do. Like, I don't understand why there's this taboo thing, and it's taken like you're only asking about the book because you're trying to hurt Comicsgate and all this, and you're anti-CG if you're upset about a book being late. Well, how can I be anti-CG if I ordered the book? You see what I mean? How this argument doesn't work here? This is what I get tired of. This is what I get sick of this shit. This is why I had to retire early. I don't like dealing with stupid fucking people that I have to explain stuff like this to all the time. I feel like Sam Elliott on 1883 when he's telling those people on the Oregon Trail that, I have to sleep over here away from the camp people because I can't take the stupidity that I have to deal with. I really feel like that. And like I said, Dark Gift and Finatra, they're not going to be unbiased and be like really honest about it, because they both desperately want to be in there so bad, and they're scared to death that, oh, Ethan's not going to let me on and all of this, and oh God, I can't do that. I got to keep the status quo here. I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't understand. And then I find it hilarious that we're all being called Nazis, including Dark Grift and Finatra, you stupid fucks. He's saying that about you two, and that's not a joke or anything for being in there. And that both of you are saying that both of you are losers, including me and Smug and everybody. He said that about everybody in there. Okay, you're acting like it wasn't said about you. You were in there. You were both in there. So this whole thing, Nasser was in there. You know, there was a lot of CG people in there. That's why this is so ridiculous. This whole thing is just. But I don't know, man. I've lived my life not taking shit and doing all this. And I don't mind being trolled and laughed at and all of this shit. I'm not like fucking Liam and all this. But that was not. If you watch the video, he was not trolling or being funny. He really believed that. He really believes that everybody in there was a loser and a Nazi, and that they need to, go and what did he say? Go find better friends and all this. So I don't really see how, you know, I find that a hilarious statement when he hung out with Testify of all people. He's got that idiot JDA on there who's always saying my good friend Ethan and trying to be a Testify clone, and you know in Liam's bushes outside with binoculars watching Liam to see when he's going to do his next video to EFAP, since he can't do anything on his own. His whole channel is dedicated to Liam. Hey Liam, if you're watching, shut down your fucking channel for a month and watch JDA's die. Do it. Prove me wrong. His channel will die. He has nothing. His whole channel is obsessing over you. No, nobody denies that, I notice. You notice that? Every time I bring that up, nobody really denies that. They all tend to agree with that. So, anyways, I'd rather hang out with my people that I know that are true and real people rather than hanging out with people who are just trying to do whatever to get my book sold or whatever and all this crap. I don't know. Anyways, that was pretty much everything I think I wanted to say about this. I really don't know if I'm going to continue my channel or bother with this anymore, because I'm disgusted by. I'm really turned off about how much pussies everybody's being. Like, I don't really get this whole thing about we can't say anything and just laugh at it and pretend the king's wearing clothes. It's like, what kind of world are we doing here? How can you live like that? I don't know, man. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not no fucking pussy who's gonna cuck to Ethan just because I want to be part of his clique desperately and all this bullshit.